You all up? Who up? Who up? Who up? Come in, hit that like and share button. You had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. Would you take it? Y'all come in. Who up? Who up? No, it's late night. I know it's late night, so let me get into this. Right. You only get one shot. You only get one shot. I was thinking about this song. I made a post on my Facebook page, and not about the hello. I don't know why I say Facebook user. Let me see who it is. Hello on Facebook. But look, oh, that's my friend TP. What's up, Coach Price? What's up, Coach Price? Hey, my friend. Thanks for coming in, saying hello. I'm just thinking about that Eminem songs you all see. It's like night. Look what I'm doing, Coach. Soaking my feet. I have to tell Coach all weekend. My feet has been hurt, so I did the Coach. I did the ice treatment first. Now I'm doing the heating treatment. I switched up on them, and I'm gonna look into the chiropractor tomorrow. Been having some feet pain on both feet. I got stung by a wasp about 3 weeks ago. Swole my ankle up now. You know, it just it's just moved to the other ankle, and they just been playing back and forth, back and forth. So I got to get that resolved. But at any rate, I just want to come before you all this quick late night live stream, right? As I'm looking like it's late night, and share this with you. Um, these last 90 days for a lot of people in 2022 is going to be crucial. It's a lot of people just making moves out here. They are just um, they're not making moves according to what this economy is going to be. They're not making moves according to the crash ahead. They are making moves as if this economy is not going to change, if we're not going to change to digital currency. They don't study the market, they don't study the past, um, they don't study the present, and so they really don't know what assets to get into. They don't know. Give me a second. I know I'm looking down, right? They don't know strategic moves to make for this wealth transfer, for this reset. They are doing business as usual, as if because they're not aware of that we're changing to the Fed coin. They're not aware that we are changing to a new currency system, right? And not all assets are created equally, right? Not all businesses are created equally, not when it comes to this reset, not when it comes to the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. Hello, Miss Bowles. And I'm looking for this article right now. That's why I'm looking down on my phone. And so, um, people don't understand market trends. They understand they don't study the economy. Um, there's some like network marketing, right? Talk about how to earn an extra $1,000 a month of residual income online. And most people tap into companies not based off the market trends. They don't tap into companies um, because they are studying the economy and they understand where the economy is going. They're not investing in assets that's going to be recession, that make you recession rich, right? And what I mean by recession rich assets, this is one thing that I found the article. One thing that I mean is that I can see there. I know it's a glare. You pull it back some. London gold dealer runs out of bullion. Um, trust budget stocks. Right. You're welcome, Miss Bowles. Thank you so much. She said she'll appreciate getting into Quicksilver. And why is this big that London, a bullion dealer out of London, um, has sold out of bullion, right? Why is it big that the U.S. Mint only is minting Eagles, silver Eagles right now? Because when a currency system reset happens, gold and silver has to be used to reset the currency system, right? Gold and silver has to be reset the currency system. Most people do not know that gold and silver, by constitution law, is real money, right? They've never held real money. They think that the printed dollar, the cash is they think that's real money. But let me tell you, give you a history lesson real quick. Real money does not lose its purchasing power, right? It does not depreciate in over time. It actually appreciate with time, right? And so because we are going to a currency system reset, right? Silver is the most undervalued asset because you can invest in an ounce of silver for like under $30 an ounce. And a lot of people are sleeping on silver and they're chasing more cash, right? They have cash value life insurance, right? Which, if it take you years to be able to borrow against it, and you have to dump more cash in it, right? The money that you're able to take a loan against is devalued money. Money is depreciated money. And so it's nothing wrong with getting more cash as long as you're putting that cash in assets that are recession compliance, if that's a word. And I was talking to my friend girl side before I decided to go live and soaking my feet. And she's known me since the age of 21, my college days, and I'm a basketball player. And we were just talking about that I'm from a small town from Crystal Springs, Mississippi, a small town from Mississippi. I don't live there anymore, but that's where I was raised, right? Not born, but raised. And the population in Crystal Springs, Mississippi right now, I would say is maybe 5 to 6,000 people, right? Very, very small community. But Mississippi is the number one state, the highest ranking state for poverty, right? So I'm a young mother, single mother, um, got pregnant with my daughter while I was in college on a basketball scholarship. So my scholarship, because of my pregnancy, and I did not decide to have an abortion, right? So my scholarship is interrupted because I got pregnant, young, single mother. Me and her father later on got married, but we didn't get married till like 3 years later, right? And my scholarship is interrupted. Now I'm like, I'm going to get a degree in education. So I work part time. And it is there for working at Home Depot part time while going to school full time while being a young single mother from a small town with less than 5 to 6,000 people, right, somewhere in the area right now. Coming from that small town and from the number one highest ranked poverty state, right? I still believe there's no excuses for anybody. Married my child's father. 3 years later, got married at the age of 24. We still didn't know what we was doing. We couldn't even afford a house, couldn't even afford an apartment. Really had no business getting married. Moved in with my parents for the first 3 years of the marriage, right? And then it was then that I discovered working at Home Depot part time, going to college full time because my scholarship as a basketball player is revoked, about the power of investing. Home Depot, I met this young lady that worked at Home Depot. As an employee, you get a discount on Home Depot stocks. She was a millionaire 9 to 5 worker. She had a set of twin boys. She too was a single mother, and she invested in $1 million. Her portfolio of Home Depot stocks was at $1 million. She was working in an outside garden, but a full investor millionaire. So I'm saying this to say this: it's time out for the excuses. Then I learned the power. I said, okay, if she's a millionaire investing in Home Depot stocks because she get a discount, we get a discount as an employee, then I should make millionaire moves, do what she do. So I began to take the check that I could afford because again, I'm full time in college, scholarship revoked, and I started investing in stocks. And then I went from there to learn how to leverage credit. Took the Discover card when I'm on college campus, and they give you the free T-shirt, and they have the table in the booth, right? And hey, sign up for this credit card. Didn't get a college education. I mean, didn't get a financial education from my parents. They just worked hard. Um, they uh, were deeply into the church. So I learned about religion, but I did not learn about the Bible lessons and wisdom that it came to money and money management. I learned more about religion and salvation and Jesus, who never preached. Jesus didn't preach salvation, but that's what the church preached. And my parents full time in the church, and they later decided to convert to pastors and become pastors, and they still pastoring today. But I never learned about money in the Bible. And one thing that I saw being a PK kids, a pastor kids, is it was very contradictory, right, from what I read in the Bible and what I saw, the life that I saw people in the church living when it came to finances. I read about Queen Solomon and Queen King Solomon, I'm sorry, and Queen of Sheba, which is Queen Makita. And I'm looking at the Queen of Sheba in the Bible, which means she was Queen of Sheba. That's the territory. That wasn't her name. Her name was Queen Makita. And she asked Solomon qualifying hard questions, the Bible says. She analyzed Solomon about his wealth and about his actions. And because she liked it, Solomon's standard of wisdom, wisdom in the Bible transfers to the word skill. Most people don't know that wisdom in the Bible, when it talks to wisdom, it talks about skill. And because she asked Solomon qualifying questions, hard questions, the Bible states, she gave to Solomon much wealth the queen had. And oftentimes, even in giving in religious institutions with the motive, some people just give, say, oh man, I had a bad month or I had a bad year, so I sowed seeds. It's really out of context. They don't ask qualifying questions that relates to their giving. They don't even know the expected outcome, what the expected outcome of their giving should be. For example, when Elijah told the widow woman to give him a little piece of her cake first, she was about to bake her last meal and give her and her son, right? Her and her son, the last meal for her and her son. Elijah said, give me a piece first. And then, but Elijah foretold her the expected income outcome of her giving, right? And I didn't mean for this to be a Bible lesson. And I know you may be saying, well, Queen, yeah, pastors do tell me that I'm going to be blessed. I'm going to reap a thousandfold return as a result of my giving. Listen, I speak Deuteronomy 1:11 over people. But one thing about Elijah and Elijah in the Bible, they were financial mentors, right? They just didn't speak about economic development and finances when it came to giving. They were financial mentors. They was able to manifest, and they had that special gifting on their lives where they were able to take a little from someone and give that person or person's financial wisdom to help them produce. Excuse me, my shirt is irritating me. To help them produce a lot. So, coming from being a young mother, getting married broke, which is not a formula for success. Stayed with our parents' first 3 years. We were broke when we got married. I decided to take my Discover card. I got in college, and I found a house for $5,000 that my former principal in the small town that I came from used to live in, and it was a dilapidated home. I took the Discover card, made a cashier check. Now I'm investing in assets at an early age, right? With a job and still broke, and now I'm married, right? Couldn't afford. Listen, marriage and broke does not go together. Put that in the comment section. Whether you are watching this live on the replay, marriage and broke is not a good mix, especially if you don't have a financial plan. Now, getting married and then going broke, that's a little differently. But starting off a marriage broke, it's not a good plan, right? Maybe you had some things and life happened and you had to move back in with one of the other's parents and live in the basement and start over. But starting out married behind the eight ball is a formula for disaster. But we made it work for 14 years, right? Somewhat. Uh, but when it came time to sit at the table, talk about finances, we were worlds apart. And I tell people, if you're not getting financial consulting before you get married, I think that's a big mistake. I really do. Just like you should get spiritual consulting, you should know how you all think about money, because marriage is a business, right? Marriage is a business. That's why you have a certificate of marriage. That's why you have a certificate. That's a business transaction. That's why you get a blood test. That's a business transaction. The Bible even calls blood covenants. That's a covenant. That's a business transaction. So marriage and brokenness, yeah, that's like oil and water. It does not mix. If you're just marrying for love, I'm just telling you, that's not enough. So needless to say, end up divorcing after 14, 15 years of marriage, right? And thank you all for participating. Thank you for the Mind Message Connection. Got a divorce. So back to being a single mother again. Wasn't spending a whole lot of time with my daughter because I'm coaching the sport of basketball, 10, 12-hour days, early morning, late nights, driving the bus and all, right? Had to drive the bus and all to coach. A whole lot of time. And so once I got divorced and then stopped coaching basketball, I'm like, you know what? I'm putting time into my daughter, and I'm also going to put time into having residual and passive income streams again. Because remind you, I knew it was something in me. No one had to sit down at the dinner table and teach me finances, but it was something in me at an early age that it makes sense. It made sense to have my money working harder for me than I work for it. Even pregnant at the age of 21, but when I met my coworker who was a single mother and invested in Home Depot stocks and was a millionaire portfolio, something in me said, you know what, this is like common sense. This is an easy decision for me. That if I take my money now and invest it in things that can work harder than me and that will work around the clock, that will work when I'm sleeping, then one day I'm going to be financially free, right? But I married a man, right? And great, you know, uh, as far as provider, he was a great provider. He worked really hard, but he didn't have a financial vision, right? He He had hard work, but not a financial visionary. He would work the overtime. He'll pay the bills, but guess what? There still were times where the account was low. And I would tell him, look, you're working overtime. I'm working 10, 12-hour days. Why do we have just $100? And sometimes it was in a negative. Sometimes we get charged insufficient fund fees. And we're working this hard 2, 3 days before payday. Why are we struggling financially? Why, when we file taxes at the end of the year, we look at each other and say, we made this much money, and we didn't know where the money went throughout the year. So, needless to say, that didn't work. Got a divorce. Now back to a single income, right? And not a two-family household. So, what are you going to do? You're going to blame life, or you're going to blame a divorce. Um, you're going to blame whatever you majored in college and say, hey, this degree doesn't pay much. You're going to blame the economy. You're going to say, inflation. You're going to blame government. You're going to blame whatever president you voted for. Or you're going to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And that's what I did. So I began to work on the internal. I started learning the difference in the Bible between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of heaven. And I began to say that if I don't learn how to go within, and I start de-braining myself from all the religious stuff that I taught. And I start to realize that if I don't learn to go within, because the kingdom of heaven is within me, then I'm going to have to learn how to live without. Because you have to dive into the internal to get the external. You have to change your mindset, your mentality. You have to change your outlook on life, no matter what happened, how bad it happened. You have to take some responsibility yourself. Religion often shifts the responsibility to some external consequences, and I believe in the infinite God. I believe in infinite spirit, infinite intelligence. I do. And however, I do believe that the infinite spirit has taught us that I've given you everything. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. That I've given you the power to get wealth, and has equipped us with everything that we need within this earth realm, and all the people we need to connect with to make that happen, right? So here I am, now divorced, single income, right? Um, dabbled in learning what investing in stocks was through my first job at Home Depot. Got those stocks at discounted price. Flipped my house with my Discover card. Got the capital gains returns. Didn't know about capital gains taxes though, till that hit me. Went out, got a Cadillac, right? And still didn't have a place to live. And so finally, I'm like, you know what? I took that Bible scripture that a fool and his or her money will soon depart. And let me tell you, one thing that a divorce will let you realize is, ladies or men, is that you better get a financial education for yourself. Stop saying people trick you out of their money. Stop saying this program was a scam. I'm not saying that you won't meet programs that won't fulfill, but do your research and due diligence. And there are just some things that should make sense if you allow it. So here we are, currency system reset, the greatest wealth transfer, excuse me, being compared to the Great Depression of the 1930s. And this is the post. Gold and silver is going to be used in it. If you're doing traveling services right now, I don't know about travel. One thing that really people got hurt during the pandemic is travel services. You have to offer people things they would need in a recession. You have to offer people an opportunity to get uh, more money, to increase the money the income that they're already making, which I do. Right. This is just a news article of the 1930s Great Depression that I was reading. You have to offer people, give me a second, the opportunities, right, to position themselves. It's level to this, right? And then offer them, I believe, online opportunities. Nobody wants a garage full of products or juices or portion. At least I wouldn't. Not too many people are going to be trying to lose weight, especially when it's a food family, especially when there's shortages, right? Um, at the grocery stores, which is predicted to happen. Not many people may or may not. If they so, for example, if you file bankruptcy, you still have to have the cash flow to pay for that bankruptcy. Because if you don't, you avoid and you revoke the bankruptcy, right? So if you file bankruptcy, you still got to have the cash flow to pay for that. So you have to be prepared, in my opinion, to have income. I believe in a online digital business that's going to offer you the opportunity to increase your cash flow and to share financial services that other people will greatly need in this recession. Credit repair, it will be on demand, but it won't be on demand as many people think it will be because the banks are tying up with credit as well as the Fed is raising interest rates. So it's not cheap credit out here anymore. So even credit repair businesses won't be on demand, right? So what people will need is number one, how to increase their cash flows, which is why I have that up on the screen. If you have a paycheck, there are tax strategies that you can use and apply to that paycheck through a 470 tax deduction business model. People will need assets like silver that's very inexpensive now. Um, and the website Queen of Coin Silver is strolling down. That would give them not only an exchange to buy food and groceries with when the physical dollar system crashes and they need a monetary system to purchase food and groceries, but also for commodities use in electronics. Silver is the number one use for electronics, technology, 5G, Wi-Fi, Tesla vehicles. So it makes very much sense during this time to invest in silver as well. Increase your cash flow. And you have 90 days in 2022 to get the maximum tax deductions so you can position yourself to increase your income tax return. So now you can have more money as from a tax refund perspective. So now you can take that money and you can understand and invest in cryptocurrency. See, the thing is, people don't want to invest in cryptocurrency when it's in the blue. I mean in the in the red, right? Blue. When it's in the red, they only want to look at it when it's in the green, when it's on, when it's being talked about, when it's being pumped. But the best time to be rich is when cryptocurrency is in the red and when it's boring. Because you're getting that cryptocurrency on sale, you're getting it at a discount. See, whispers. Wealth whispers. The best time to get cryptocurrencies when it's in the red, and the best way to build your cash flow with the money you're already making is with a 470 tax deduction business model. Point blank, period. They're showing you the strategies to use. See, being in a business that's not showing you how to maximize business tax deductions is action without knowledge, right? And then from there, increase your cash flow, get the maximum tax deductions, invest in assets like silver, right? and cryptocurrency, and then get into residual income opportunities that you can work from home and that you can financially help people that's going to desperately need it. It really is just that simple. But people are experts sometimes and make the simple things complicated. But I'm logging off, you all. That's kind of like my story. I don't want to hear excuses. People tell me sometimes, I want to help people free themselves from their 9 to 5 job. And I'm not talking about being able to say, I fire my boss and I don't work a job. No, giving yourself the freedom to decide if you even want to go to work tomorrow, or to decide if I just, what, I'm tired, I want to put in this resignation letter. Or if you maxed out your sick days or personal days at work, but you feel like you still need a mental health day or a sick day, being able to still be docked for them days and having your side income to make up for it, that type of 9 to 5 freedom. So to help people really make a living, right, to pay their bills, I saw a meme today that said, I don't open up my bills until have the money to pay them. Y'all not going to worry me. You know, you should have your bills on autopilot. If you've been working for for 10, 20, 30 years, you should have your bills on autopilot, right? Not saying I'm not gonna open up these bills because I till I get paid because I can't pay them anyway. To have what you need to pay the rent or the mortgage, and to have enough money so you can also have a good time, be able to go places and spend more times with your friends or family. Some people, okay, Black Magic say I would love to be my own boss. Let me tell you this, and I keep a circle of entrepreneur friends. Do a marketplace analysis before you open up a business. I talked to a friend guy today. He bought a big warehouse, but the demand from the community does not want the services that he envisioned. You're going to open a business. Make sure that it's a business that the marketplace needs. Your hobbies, in most cases, should not be your business. Let your hobby be your hobbies and let the business model be what the marketplace needs. Oftentimes, people say, I want to do this business, and they have not even done a marketplace analysis to see if the community in the surrounding area that they need want or desire the services that they're trying to do. And they say things like, it's my passion. Listen, your passion all the time should not be your business. It should be your hobby. Your business should be what the marketplace demands, right? So make your business proven methods that will double your income faster, and that will be what the marketplace demands, and especially in this recession. And only, I believe, the highest tax deduction business can help you do that. Else, most people, and I was talking, I know you probably say, Queen, you talk to a lot of people. Well, I talk to business people, right? Um, I was talking to a big tax professional, tax expert, and she said, people are selling these people these courses about how to open up your LLC, how to open up your own business, how to form your corporation, right? She said most people don't even need LLCs. They don't even need LLCs, tax as S corp. She said they don't even need corporation until you start making a certain amount of money. This is true. Most people don't even know what's the best business entity for the business that they want to perform. There are people that have nonprofit business entities, but they're in business for profit. Like if you're broke, why are you opening up a nonprofit? Most people open up a nonprofit because they say, I want to save on the tax advantages, but they need money and not knowing that how to really do that. They're not knowing that maybe you can open up an S corporation, for example, if you're making over 80,000 and pay yourself 30 to $40,000 and have so many pads through tax write-offs and entities and deductions to claim. Most people tell me, Queen, when I joined the home-based business model, should I create a LLC? I'm like, no, not till you start making money, right? Not till you start making residual income. There's no reason to. When you're doing a digital online business, now if you have an LLC because, or you have a corporation because you're trying to protect yourself from lawsuits, which is what I do with my real estate investings, then that's different. But some people don't even have real estate investing. Uh, well, Augustine, I don't care how many likes it is. It's late at night. I'm just, freestyling anyway. The people can hit the like button later on. They can hit it in the morning. They probably like me just listening. I'm just blabbling. And but you all hit the like button. It don't bother me because I can't see it. But maybe you forgot. Hit the like button. But I would like to know how to utilize my 4 bedroom house, rent out my rooms. I don't give advice on it. I won't tell people. You know, I don't give advice on it because you rent out rooms to strangers. That could be scary. And then they living with you, not outside of your house. And then I saw this video went viral on Facebook about this lady that was Airbnb out her personal residence. And when she came back from a trip, right, um, when she came back from a trip, she couldn't even get the Airbnb tenant out because of some type of laws. This person was living in her house bedroom, and she couldn't even legally evict them out. Something about the laws with it. So I don't know. I don't specialize in the area. The only thing I tell you is try not to do it to strangers. I would not want to rent out my bedroom to strangers in the house I reside in. I've had 3 shots though. Okay, I mean, oh well. Maybe you're talking about alcohol shots. I'm talking about research. I'm not like in the mood to joke tonight. Sometimes I might be in that mood, but I'm really talking about this great reset. On another note, speaking of that, right? Speaking of that, but I don't give it financial advice. I think you have to be very careful of renting out rooms to strangers in a house that you reside in. So, get with someone that offers a course or class on that, but it's not me. Now, Robert Kiyosaki warns that the dollar will crash within 4 months. You all see why I say silver and crypto? Robert Kiyosaki warns the dollar to crash within 4 months as investors ditch fiat for Bitcoin. Yeah. So, despite the dollar's strong performance, the author of Personal Finance, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, believes the U.S. currency strength will be short lived. On a tweet October the 1st, Robert Kiyosaki noted the dollar will potentially crash early 2023, but suggested that silver, is right there. Silver, silver, right? Silver. That's why I have Queen of Coin Silver website. At the bottom is a bargain to profit from crash of U.S. I bought a US dollar. I bought many more US silver, buffalo rounds. Silver is a bargain, says Kiyosaki, so that's why I had a queen of coins silver at the bottom. Um, you can get silver at a wholesale price and get extra cash to do it. What website pays you to purchase an asset like silver, right? Um, so the latest stand on the dollar comes after he previously warned that the global markets will likely experience a catastrophic crash, and investors should venture into cryptocurrencies before they usurp the dollar. Crypto and silver, assets for the reset. Kiyosaki had an earlier projected end for the dollar, terming it fake money while advising investors to opt for silver again, which he suggested might surge to about $500, and silver is at $30. So, you all, for my friend Emmanuel, no, not Emmanuel, who's that said only 3 likes? Augustine says, you all, do this for Augustine. It's bothering him. He says 306 people on now is 296 and only 10 likes. Smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And people prepare for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. If you have any question about Quicksilver, how to get paid to invest in silver, you will want to select Wealth Ambassador and then choose the option 2. There's like 4 options for options 2. So that's how you get paid. That's the only way to get paid to purchase in the asset of silver. And yeah, so you get God's money and government's money all in one. Hey, you all, I'm signing out. God bless you all. Peace. Queen out. Have a great night.